Evil people are ruthless and willing to do whatever it takes to get what they want, even if it means hurting or exploiting those around them. Evil people are experts at sniffing out the weaknesses of those around them and using them to their own advantage. Through a mix of conniving instincts and careful observation, over time they become masters of manipulation. They rely on learning the social patterns and behaviours of others in order to be able to reliably get in their heads and exploit them. Sigma males, however, don't fit into any of the traditional social behaviours that exploitative people use as the basis to manipulate people. Sigmas are rare and unique in their thought processes and actions, and in many ways can serve as a barometer for exposing evil people. Here's the Bloke Box guide to the most important ways that Sigma males expose the evil people that they come into contact with. Number 12. Their blunt honesty. Evil people often rely on those around them being too shy or nervous to say what they are thinking honestly. When an evil person finds someone who they can easily exploit and take advantage of, that person tends to be someone who won't stick up for themselves or admit that they're being exploited. Sigmas like to get to the bare truth of things as quickly as possible and have no time for sugarcoating. They can be brutally honest and are not afraid to point out deception or dishonesty when they spot it. The Sigma's willingness to be brutally honest, even when nobody else will, can often leave a deceptive person flustered and make them lose their footing. Being disarmed by honesty in this way can be just enough to expose the evil person for the liar they are. Number 11. Treating everyone as equal. Sigmas don't have the same care for the dynamics of the social hierarchy as most people do. While others like alphas and betas gain their sense of value in society via their relation to others, Sigmas are more lone wolves who operate outside of pack dynamics. They base their sense of worth entirely on how they feel about themselves and therefore do not regard others as tools to satisfy their own sense of worth. This leads them to treat everyone else that they encounter in life as equals. This goes completely against the way that evil people operate, by manipulating and using others. When a Sigma male treats everyone equally, it can often shed light on how evil people are in fact weighing everyone up against each other as tools for their own success. Number 10. A unique but strong sense of morality. Being lone wolves, Sigma males do not blindly accept the expectations or norms that society lays out for them. They are deep thinkers and naturally analytical in how they approach the world around them, and much prefer to construct a set of norms for themselves rather than go by those of society. They base their social expectations and code of morality on a set of well-defined principles that they've created for themselves, based on deep thought and reflection. This often leads them to have a rather unique or mysterious moral code. No matter how mysterious it might seem, however, its deeply personal nature means that Sigma males will stick to this sense of morality through thick and thin. When placed in contrast with the strong and thoughtful sense of morality held by a Sigma male, the self-serving morality of an evil person becomes even more apparent. Number 9. Good eye for microaggressions. As a result of their analytical way of thinking, Sigma empaths are highly perceptive in how they read other people. Their disinterest in impressing others means that they spend little time trying to win others over and generally fulfill the role of observer in social settings. Over time, the combination of their analytical abilities and their highly attuned powers of observation leaves them as experts when it comes to spotting the microaggressions in the behaviours of others. Sigmas can see right through the passive aggression that is so often employed by evil people in order to manipulate others into doing their bidding. It's incredibly difficult for evil people to get away with these subtle but damaging microaggressions when there's a Sigma male there to call it out for what it is. Number 8. Ability to ignore attention seekers. As their position in society lies outside of the traditional hierarchy of dominance, Sigma males are rather immune to being influenced by many of the behaviours that people typically employ to manipulate social behaviour. A lot of the time, this manifests as attempts at attention-seeking in order to create a sense of importance surrounding oneself. While others may be fooled or distracted by acts of attention seeking, the same cannot be said for the Sigma male. Sigma males recognize when somebody is putting on an act for attention and will simply ignore it when they do. This frustrates evil people to no end, as they feel their attempts at social manipulation are failing. When a Sigma male ignores the attention-seeking efforts of an evil person and causes them to grow frustrated, they reveal the true nefarious intentions of the attention seeker. Number 7. Consents when someone is lying. Sigmas are highly perceptive. Over time, as they observe the social behaviours of others, they become adept at spotting liars. As they themselves are so honest, they know how to recognise when somebody else is trying to go behind their backs and deceive them. As dishonesty is one of the primary tactics employed by evil people in order to win favour or manipulate the people around them, the Sigma male's gut ability to spot a liar makes it incredibly difficult for evil people to get away with their plans in the presence of a Sigma male. Number 6. Diffusing narcissism. When it comes to the dark personality traits that we can use to spot evil people, narcissism plays an important factor. Alongside Machiavellianism and psychopathy, narcissism is one of the primary personality traits that contribute to antisocial behavior. Luckily, Sigma males have a unique ability to diffuse narcissism when they come into contact with it. They simply do not react or play into the narcissist's constructed sense of self-importance and regard them as they truly are. The ability of the narcissist to convince the Sigma male to agree with and satisfy their overblown sense of ego causes evil people great frustration and will often cause them to crumble in no time. Number 5. Ability to lead silently. Evil people often want to control as many of the people around them as possible in order to be as powerful and untouchable as possible. They will often try with great effort to maneuver themselves into positions of power in order to exert as much social control as possible. Sigmas, on the other hand, tend to rise to positions of power as a result of their own talent and initiative, and are not in the habit of acting consciously as social climbers. When Sigma males reach positions of power, they often lead with very little attention drawn to themselves. This ability to lead silently can be a subtle and almost undetectable way for Sigma males to siphon evil people of their all-important power without anyone even noticing. Number 4. Strong sense of boundaries. Sigma males are highly personal and independent in how they conduct themselves. They rarely abide by rules or expectations set out for them by others and set their own strict boundaries for their personal expectations. The limits of these boundaries are exceptionally clear to Sigma males, and they will often go to any length in order to protect them. Evil people often try to act as parasites towards others and end up transgressing these boundaries. While others with less clearly defined boundaries might allow this to happen, Sigmas will immediately take issue with any ill-intentioned person who attempts to violate their personal boundaries. Number 3. Not taking things personally. Sigmas are lone wolves, and so what other people think of them doesn't tend to have too great of an impact on them. They are for the most part entirely unconcerned by the opinions or judgments that others hold towards them. This makes them rather impervious to the judgment or spite of evil people. Sigmas know that if an evil person tries to cross them or do them wrong, it's a problem on the evil person's person, not their own. This leaves them armored against the sense of insecurity or guilt that evil people are able to create in others when they try to manipulate them. With the ability to rise above and not take things personally, Sigmas are able to see the evil person's attacks for what they are. Number 2. Strong gut instincts. Being so observant and prone to analysis, it should come as no surprise that over time, Sigma males end up developing a highly attuned sense of instinct. Through years of observing the minute details in other people's behavior, Sigmas often find themselves experiencing the sensation of just knowing in their gut when someone is bad news. Those around a Sigma male are usually aware by this stage of how accurate his instincts are, and so when a Sigma male says he has a bad feeling about someone, it's usually worth paying attention to. If you're enjoying this dive into how Sigma males expose evil people, head on down and give the video a like. It really helps to grow the channel and shows us what kind of videos you guys would like to see more of here on Bloke Box. Number 1. Unafraid to expose toxic behaviour. The number one way that Sigma males expose evil people for who they are is the simple fact that they are unafraid to do so. More often than not, the major reason why evil people get away with their wrongful actions is that no one is willing to call them out on what they're doing. Sigmas are not afraid of being judged or alienated for calling out evil people of their misdeeds. As the old adage says, the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good people to do nothing. The Sigma male lives by this and shuts down evil by exposing it for what it is. These are the major ways Sigma males combat and take down evil people. Share how you do so in the comments below, and while you're here, why not subscribe and check out the rest of the channel for other looks into the abilities of Sigma males.